Alright. Alright, now you might as well reload it to see if we are live, just to verify it. So
yeah, I'm reloading it now. In some
so,
time. There we are. And it's
there
working.
we go. Hey guys, this is Lucas Screen here, and it's finally time for the collaboration. Here I am with
Adam Burns. Yes, I'm here for collaboration as well. Yeah.
So hopefully we're not going to have any interruptions when we do this, as in technical difficulties. Hi, Batman AI Mania. Hopefully you're enjoying this. So we've got 23 books in total to get through with, and we're going to try and get this ASAP, because again, I'm not sure if this is going to have like a technical issue, but we'll do our best. So let's get through this, starting off with our first honorable mention. Like how we did this last time, Adam, we're going to go countdown for 3, 2, 1 and reveal. Sound fair?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, then go ahead and do the honors, Adam. Let's get through this. For our first honorable mention.
3, 2, 1, go. Okay.
So are you surprised with your when it comes to our choices, from your perspective, were you surprised I chose this, or were you like, yeah, I saw that coming?
I mean, yeah, because you're choosing your ranking on story perspective, I understand why you chose that, as it is quite a good story. And
Yeah.
I bet you can guess why I chose this.
Yeah, beast perspective.
Yeah.
That's what we agree with. Well, to a certain degree. I mean, there are some that I've chosen that like that's just such a cool thing, a cool creature. So I'll put on the list, but and I think it's story perspective as well. But yeah, so do you want to go first? Talk about your beast perspective, or shall I go first?
I think you should go first with Vislak.
All right then, Vespiq, for a story, it is a good one because it's a nice treasure hunt adventure. I know series was this 14. Series 14 has a few rough patches here and there, but I like it. It's fun bantering. It's going along with its new side character. I forgot what his name was. Was it Ralph? Wasn't it? I forgot what the side character was called, but he had a good foil to our heroes.
Talking about.
Yeah. And the worst part, I think the weak part about it is that he didn't learn his lesson or something. But I did enjoy the story of him trying to go on this quest, trying to find treasure and deal with this little form their backsides and work their way through this beast. I thought it was a nice, fun adventure. So it gave me a soft spot. So that's why I put it on the list.
Okay, and for Coron being here, because I'm going along with how well it did on Battle of the Beast as well, hence why some of them are there. This one is just solely here for its abilities, being all over the place with sharp claws, poisonous fangs, and a poisonous tail, as well as just being incredibly agile, and it looks terrifying.
As you
That's
do.
pretty much it.
Moving on to our second place. So my three honorable mentions are like least third is like second place than first place. You get the idea. So I'm assuming the same as with yours.
Mine is in order I reviewed them on my channel.
All right. So this is my second best honorable mention. Here we go. Do the countdown.
3, 2, 1, go. Oh, I'm actually really upset about that.
Story perspective. Well, I'll get to that again. I mean, there's so many good books in Beast Quest. You can't blame me.
Yeah, I can't blame you. I'm just glad it appeared, but still, come on.
I know you're gonna rank it. I mean, think out. You say, remember, Adam, you're judging on a Beast perspective. I have different motivations, so take those into account.
Yeah.
So, it is. I think I went first last time, so it's your turn this time.
Yeah, Noxilla's here because I have a very large fondness for birds, and Noxilla's a bird, as pretty obvious.
But you have a lot of fondness for snakes and centaurs too.
Yes, I like how unique her ability is with the tar on her wings, because it's an ability we haven't seen before and we haven't seen again yet. And it starts out as just a mediocre book to me, but after it's excelling and going rather far in Battle of the Beast, I was like, that's actually a good beast. I'm going to have it higher. It's now my favorite Series 10.
Really? Best of Series 10, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was the start.
All right then. Raksha. Me and Raksha had an interesting history, as I've told the story of where I got the book, apparently from eBay, from a guy who stole it from the library. Nice one there. You really got to get those Beast Quest books. Really got to get them for the sake of stealing them. Got it. But yeah, Raksha is a good story, no question about it. I feel this is one of those stories where it puts Tom on his toes because the villain in this was it Capra, I believe. Hi, Roland. The villain in this, yeah, Capra. Capra, she was like 2 steps ahead of Tom. I don't mean like 1 step ahead, but she was 2 steps ahead. She had a plan building up with this beast. She had like not just people captured, but the beast captured as well. She threw him into Gorgonia. Our heroes come back. So I felt like it was a very good challenge putting Tom on his toes there. And of course, there's the obviously the beast Raksha is a powerful badass, kicking things with all those powers, and a chimera type beast made from different creatures. Always a win from the first original 6, I believe.
Yeah. And also, being one of the beasts that's into the next round of Battle of the Beasts. So,
Indeed, it is.
Yeah.
So, is that both of us talked about honorable mention number 2?
Yeah. Moving on to number 3 now.
My first spot for honorable mentions. Do you have any guesses what it could be?
I don't know, because I know you like a fair amount of books. I would like it to be topics, but that's a bit biased on my end.
Well, it's a book I've talked about, praised before. You should know what it is. Should.
You praised lots of books. I don't want it to be Koba. I want Koba to actually be in the top 20.
Right then, let's get on with it then. Who's going first? I'll put the countdown.
Any guess what mine is?
There's a lot of books. That's the problem. Okay. Is it a series book?
Maybe.
Oh, okay, let's make it fair. The last book I'm going to reveal is a special. That's all giveaway.
My last one's a special as well.
All right, then, let's do this. Do the countdown.
3, 2, 1. You're going to have Kyrax, aren't you? No? Okay.
Well, I'm supposed to have Crash Core. I mean, yeah, Ferret too, but Crash Core is a good beast.
I know Crash Core is a good beast, but we'll get to it when you finish your story on Ferric.
Oh boy, Ferric, as you know, you knew this was going to show up on my list at some point or another. It's just low, but I have explanation for that later. But yeah, so obviously with Ferric, I enjoy this story. It's got a great, it's a nice pressured story arc for Tom, because like we do see Tom with these type of story arcs where he's pressured, but I feel like this is one of the more better handled ones. Ellen doesn't get much to do, but she does get a nice bit of development to put her character forward. Then you've got the villain, Ferric, and yeah, Petra's kind of the villain, but then Ferric takes over, and then he's the villain, and that makes him more of a well-rounded character. And when he has his henchman, Sam, he retains his noble stakes, and that is an interesting flaw because, like, the beast is like, we will work together and we'll take over. So it makes it very interesting on a story perspective, I find. And it takes I think doesn't Petra have to help him out in order to beat him? I believe.
I believe so, yeah.
So it is an interesting foil. It's like they took the Beast Quest formula and sort of twisted it around a bit. Like it would be like normally Petra would wake up a beast, try and stop Tom, but this gets a little twist around. Petra makes a beast, it backfires, and then she has to work to our heroes to stop it. And it's a nice step into her development, which is wrapped up. I think her development, like her change to where she realizes she's a good guy, is in Kyrax. Do you agree with that?
I would say that was one of the few hints of Petra being an anti-hero. The first one was in Series 9, but that was probably the second one.
I felt Kyrax was the one where she changed because it's like she was there at his bedside, so that's why I felt like the change was done.
Yeah.
Right then, so that's my thoughts on Ferric.
For Grashcore, now this one I was debating on whether to add to the top 20 or not, and because for how well it's just here because it didn't do great in Battle of the Beasts, and
that was your own fault.
That is my fault. Yeah. It is probably the most dedicated beast that I've read, and I'll happily say that it is the most dedicated. It's willing to die and take its base down just to kill Tom, which is quite impressive and dedicated. I wouldn't know any other beast that would do that. And I just like the fact that its fight in the book was an aerial battle and also a destructive land battle. So that was something that I really enjoyed. It used its head like a hammer.
Right, well said. Well, now we're officially on our top 20. Oh, God. This is going to be fun. All right, so I need to get the first one of my pile of falling off the bed. There, I got it. So, a lot of books. A lot of books. All right, let's go on with it then. The countdown for number 20.
3, 2, 1, go.
We're going to put dragons.
We both got flying beasts, so.
Well, technically, Warlock is a wyvern, but close enough. So, I would, let's see. I went first last time, I believe. Yeah. So, yeah, I might go for it.
Well, if any of you read this book, you're not surprised to see it on the list at all, because it can, when it, like, if it destroys itself, it can just build itself back together like rock can. And I see it as a better version of rock, but a more fragile version at the same time. It's also like has some of Furno's abilities, which is breathe out fire and fly. That's the only ones, like any other dragon. But I just like its design being very unique and probably one of the most unique out of all of the beasts. Not the most, but very high up there. And it's a good book. It's a good book. It's a great finale. It's a great.
Finale. Yeah, I would have put Strife on this, but again, I was told to do it on a story perspective. Thank you, Adam.
Sorry. Don't worry, I added it there just for you.
I think as soon as I'm going to say about Strifefall. In Battle of the Beast, I don't really remember too much, but did we make sure when his ability he gets knocked down, is he able to regenerate or something?
Well, Stritor hasn't appeared in Battle of the Beast yet.
Okay.
And I think we'll need to think about that before we make any assumptions on whether we should or should not let him do that.
Well, just compare it to Rock when we did Rock.
Okay, then no.
Okay, as of now, anyway, we'll see. Anyway, though, Warlock. Now, I might as well just get out of the way. Warlock is not a dragon, he's a wyvern. And a wyvern is basically wings and legs. Interesting. For those of you who don't know, that's what he kind of eats. So, anyway, though, Warlock is a good. You probably saw this coming on my top 20. I did. If you saw my review on it back in the day, I was positive about it.
It's been a while since I saw it, but I know it had a positive review on it.
It did. I think this was a good book. I mean, series was it 15? Oh, yes, 15. Velmal's Revenge. Yeah, I mean, it's not the best series, but I feel like its introduction is a good way to bring back a villain from the past. And I feel like Warlock was a great story because the thing about Warlock was he was constantly at our heroes' throats. He wouldn't leave them alone. If you remember that book, well, he was like,
I remember that book as well.
Yeah. Chapter 3 or 4, he shows up and he just keeps going after to a point where Tom is like wounded down on the ground, and if it wasn't for Helena, he would definitely die.
Yeah, I also remember that Prince Rotu was a good foil to Tom as well, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, he was. Starting off in his arc, and I think we get this is where the series where we get more information on the Tangalians, isn't it? Where we learn about Roa's stuff. So that was nice. Wasn't that the series where they were starting to get married and this is where a war breaks out or something?
Yes, because at the end of the series, the marriage happened.
Obviously. So it's a nice, good follow-up to introducing new characters, which do take a key role in Series 25 and 26, I think. So that's interesting that it came out. So I felt like it was necessary with the recent books we did. So it was a nice thing to put on there. So that's my number 20.
Great way to expand the Beast Quest world.
Indeed. All right. Now for number 19.
So, number 19. I'm scared to show you this one because I know you're going to disagree with my opinion here.
Right. So, let the countdown.
3, 2, 1, go.
Wow, that's convenient.
I'm sorry. Oh, your son. Oh God, this
Well,
must be interesting.
oh no, were you surprised I chose Malix?
I knew Malik was going to be there, but I thought you were going to disagree with me with the fact that Soldier's quite low on the list.
I just find it funny we chose beasts that both turn things to stone. I'm sorry, okay, no, you kind of suck.
Malik's turns it to wood, so
You know, we still have a beast that just can't say anything. Only mine's more
yeah.
cool.
Just gonna point it out, okay?
Yeah. I wonder if Malix made it to yours. I think he would because he's the best beast of 26 and he's a new addition. So I think he's on the list. I bet he's on the list. I bet he's on your list.
Okay.
Okay then. Who went first last time?
I did. It's your turn now.
Malix. No question. Malix is awesome. We know this because we did flipping reviews on it. I think it's it's great on a story perspective and a beast perspective. So it's no surprise it's on both of our well, I don't know about you, Adam, but it's no surprise that it could be on both our lists because of how good it was. It's probably the best. I want to say from story perspective, it's the best book in the series. Even though you think Chiron is for some reason.
All right. Okay. When you said in the series, I was like, the entire series?
Well, no, I
Maybe
meant series 26.
Series 26 is definitely a better starter, or better book than the starter. Anything's better than Silexa for the story. Chiron, I would say, is a good rival.
I just find it weird. It's like they did this thing on Chiron where they like Spyros, where they say Spyros is the beast. No, it's that evil version thing. Same with Chiron. It's not Chiron, it's Zargon.
Yeah.
So, a little off topic, real quick. When we get to Battle of the Beast, you're going to call him Chiron or Zargon, even though in his center form he's more of Zargon now. But
I'm going to call him Chiron, and I'm going to use the Chiron form that we see on the cover.
well, that's Zargon's PK form. Whatever, off topic. I do like.
On a centaur.
So. Yes. I do like. It's fine. I do like Malix, of course. He's a great beast with two awesome powers. Obviously, you've got the first ability where he's able to spit wood and turn to stone. Then, of course, his other ability where he's revealed to be an actual Hydra, and he can't be stopped. Well, it took a while to stop him, or no one stopped him at all, basically. Because he basically wins on an actual fight level. It's only because of plot points he loses. Because Tom's main character, okay, bye. It's like a similar thing with Wardock, isn't it? And it's like Wardock was 80% close. I was like Max is 90%.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
It's another one of those close encounters where Tom is definitely going to lose that fight. So I do appreciate these type of close encounters where Tom's going to lose because it shows that he's still a kid. I would like to see him age up a bit, but with a story perspective from a better version of Technos and a nice follow-up through the story of 26, it does raise stakes and makes you want to read more. And even throughout, like you said, even the other beasts aren't as good as this. This is all the other beasts throughout the series do have something good, and you're happy that they were there. So I feel like this is the highest point of that series, and you're probably going to agree with me on that.
Oh, yeah. Soldier. You are going to want to have a damn good explanation from me.
It was one of the first good points of series 2, I believe. It may have been the first good point.
For me, the first good point of series 2 is actually the beginning of Zephyr.
But you don't like Zephyr.
I don't like Zephyr, but I love the start to it and the build up to the rest of the series. But this beast is easily the best beast in that series.
The lion, who is back in the day, you're favorite four-legged beast without wings. It's the lion. Okay.
Yeah, that's changed.
We'll get to that in the future. Carry on.
Yeah, with Soldier, obviously, her main ability is like a Gorgon, and just look at people in the eye, turns into stone. I like the whip as well, and the fact she brings this fog with her, as well as having that serene voice like a siren.
That's 3 abilities there: the mist, voice, and stone.
It's those small things that make a beast that may look not as great in design look brilliant with the abilities.
Yeah, it's each of the stone beasts operate in a different way, don't they, when it comes to their stone powers, how they operate.
Yeah. I wonder what happens if Soldier looks in the mirror.
Wow. Would she count as a victim?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. Also, for the obvious reason, she has done brilliantly in Battle of the Beast. She has lost to Rock, but that's for very obvious reasons.
Beating Cobra,
Rock,
that's an achievement.
beating Cobra, beating Coron, and beating Sting. Yeah, yeah,
Pause.
yeah. The fights in the book also brought back Arcta. That's all I'm going to say about that. So, not a big fan of Arcta, so we'll leave that.
I
But
think
yeah,
didn't each of series 2 bring back a piece from series 1?
each book, yeah, brought back a piece from series 1, and Trillion, or Trillion, as you say, is the only one that actually could have killed the beast. Could have killed the returning beast.
I do see why. I'm glad that I am happy that Sultra made the top 20 at least. So is that 19 done?
Yes, it is. We're going on to number 18.
It's hard to grab books like this. Just check my notes where I'm at. Check. All right. Yeah, I'm up to it. All right, I'm ready to go.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, and go. Okay, I knew that was going to come up at some point.
I
knew that Kyrax was going to come up at some point.
Yeah, it was. So, who's going first on this one?
I think it's me this time.
Right, go for it.
I don't think it comes to any surprise that Nasefa would be on this list, as I absolutely love how terrifying it looks, as well as the obvious ability weapon here with the sword arm thing.
Just previously, you were talking about Siren with Sultra, and I forgot an actual Siren.
Yeah, Siren. So same abilities as Sultra with the voice thing. I wouldn't say she can turn people to stone because I know Nasefa can't. But the reason why Nasefa's actually here is because, like with, I don't know how, with very few beasts, she actually has a job to do. And I think Nasefa's job is probably one of the most important, guarding the battle fleets for Rhea's ships. And also being the finale to a rather solid series throughout, and probably one of the best ones in my opinion. Not sure about Lucas's opinion though. It just made a great beast in general, and I look forward to using it in Battle of the Beast. I don't know if she'll win though, but I think she'll do well.
I'm curious to see how she does because I know she can survive on land for a period of time.
Yeah, she was defeated in one of the flying boats.
That goes to show. I feel like if the fight kept going on, she would have lost regardless because again, she's a sea beast. Need one. But
yeah, sea beasts, they can't survive well on land.
Now for Kyrax, I was gonna say something about forget it. I'll come back to me when I can't do it. But yeah, you're talking about the series thing. I think if you see my series ranking, you'll know where 22 was ranked. But yeah,
I think it was number 3.
It probably was. So Kyrax, this is a nice one on a perspective where you have like a returning henchman with Igor. He's not one of my favorite henchmen, but it's nice to see that he's trying to increase his development status by trying to impress Kenzed, regardless if I think she's supposed to be dead or gone at this point.
Well, we know she's alive.
Yeah, but she's gone for a period of time. I think this is like after the Ghost Dragon. Hi, Killer IDK. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, you were in the last stream, weren't you?
Well, the last Beast Quest one, or the last on my channel?
Last Beast Quest one. Last one on your channel, I don't know.
It might have been. But yeah, I think Kyrax is a fun story where Tom is challenged. This is, again, another type of situation where Tom is put to his knees, where he has to be a beast that's quite hard to kill, which you now learn in Battle of the Beasts. Yeah. And we just learned about another sort of ability that makes him more dangerous because he may have the golden armor. The only thing that doesn't make him use it is his ego. So if look, he didn't do that, then Tom would definitely be out. But yeah, it was a nice pressure. He's a soul-searching type of beast where he's trying to find himself and he doesn't want people in his way. So it was a nice development. There's actually character development for a beast, and that's hard to get. You don't really get character development for a beast at all. I think.
You rarely get character developments for beasts. The only ones you normally get are the original ones. That's the ones you
Yeah,
make.
so that was interesting. I would like. I think. Yeah, Carrick does die. I believe, or does he get sent back somewhere? I think he dies.
I believe he does die, yeah.
He's a beast I would like to see in a series as a main villain. I could see that, couldn't you?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So if he comes back as a villain, I wouldn't mind that. I really wouldn't.
I wouldn't mind it at all.
So that'd be fine. That'd be cool. Or maybe if I had a fan idea, it'd be like Kyrix comes over, takes over Kent's empire, and he's carrying someone's power back. She's a team with Tom. That's what I would have done with it. But I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
He's such an interesting character that makes him a good character piece. Hence why I put him on this list, which you can see.
Yeah, and it's not the first time we had a beast to be the big bad at the end of the series. The first one was it?
I think Cobra was the first, unless something else came before it.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that. I forgot about Cobra.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shame.
Okay, well, yeah.
Go for it.
We're on number 17 now, right?
I believe so.
Okay. I'm ready when you are. 3, 2, 1, go.
No! Are you mad? Are you insane?
I'm not insane. I'm just.
You were scared to show that book, probably. You were scared.
Be happy that Silver actually appeared on the list.
Well, he should. That's why.
Yeah.
Huh. So, who's going first? I think it's me this time.
Yeah.
Well, this is the best. This is the easy explanation why ever. Yeah, Fiddle should be on this list. Let's respect it because nostalgia. Because if you don't put it, I mean, look, even in popularity, even in Beast Quest, everywhere you go, you see his icon on pretty much everything. Most logos, on trucks, on comic books and shirts like that. He's on much stuff like that. So it is.
He makes a little cameo in What's New Scooby Doo as the Glassboro Dragon.
Oh, that'd be awesome. There is a few differences on the design. Now, to be fair, like in a way, when you look at Furno, he kind of has that wyvern design because he has wings and legs, but no feet there. But I see him a dragon more than that because he's got that dragon face, not black as mine. But of course, it's the starting story for Tom. It's where you introduce to the characters. It does give you that nice feel and allure that draws you into Beast Quest. If it wasn't for this book, we wouldn't be reading Beast Quest, would we? Yeah, this first story is done for me. I'm done. So it is a nice. It's kind of got. I ever seen Wizard of Oz?
No, but I have seen a fair amount of it.
Basically, the formula there was like Dorothy comes across characters across her journey until she finds the thing she's supposed to find, and then they work together and beat the thing. And that's the type of formula. But Tom finds a bunch of characters along his journey, gets their help to kind of take down this beast, and then it progresses nicely. So it starts with that Beast Quest formula, which is a nice callback. And regardless what you say, Furno should be on this list. Well, in my opinion, he should be, because if you don't, it's a nostalgic. If it wasn't for Furno, there wouldn't be a series in the first place. So, honorable mention. Well, not honorable mention. He should be on this list, and he's my 17th spot story.
Yeah, I agree. Furno should be on the list, and rightfully so, deserves to be there. Now for Silver. I think the story outweighs the beast here, and it's no surprise there.
That's what you were doing with his perspective.
Yeah, I'm doing it on the beast perspective, but that's why you were upset with Silver not being as high as you wanted it to be.
Okay, if it was a story perspective, where would you put it?
On a story perspective, I would put it a bit higher, but
right.
I'm not sure.
It is on a beast perspective. I would say it's a different. It's a different. What's the word I'm looking for? Like change, where like someone's turned into a beast compared to Okawa and Krokul. It's just like a more enraged version of Silver.
Yeah, and this one, like Okawa and Krokul, this one had an attachment to the main character.
Gamer. Interdimensional gamer. I feel like I should know that one.
Oh, that's Reese.
Oh, hi, Reese.
Of course I know. So hey. So yeah, design-wise, obviously very terrifying. Abilities, nothing to write home about, but quite good as well. And of course, we know how well it did in Battle of the Beasts.
Oh, yeah. I remember what happened.
Up until round 3, anyway. So
Good stuff there. Move on.
it's still a great beast.
Indeed. I did 17
Hi,
on
Reese,
16
you right?
now. Yeah,
Around 16.
I got it. Next book,
Yeah,
on 16 now.
Yep. 3, 2, 1, go.
Wow, that's just. We were so close to a match.
I know. That's why I was laughing when you revealed Furno. So.
And I'm assuming that your reasons for. I'm assuming your beast reasons are either nostalgia or it's actually a good fight. How are you both doing? I'm doing fine, thank you.
I'm doing all right as well. Just been cooped up inside my house, so like
Who's going first this time?
I think it's me this time.
Go for it.
Okay, obviously here for nostalgia. Has one of the most unique abilities, being able to disguise itself as a rock. That is another thing that boosts it up. But the thing that really boosts it up is the fact it's third place in Battle of the Beast, the original series. And it deserves to be that high because it did absolutely phenomenal. I can't say the word about well, but yeah, that it did that great. It did brilliant. That's why I put it in 16th spot, and obviously great start to the series as well.
I'm just swearing Cold War Zombies. I don't have a life. Aww. Well, all the best for you.
Neither do we.
Right then, Epos the Flamebearer, another Series 1B. I mean, again, like Furno, it makes sense that the finale of Series 1 would also be on this list at some point, because it's the first encounter with Malvel, I believe. I don't think throughout Series 1 we ever see Malvel until the end.
No, we don't. It's at the end that we see
Malvel.
Malvel.
Yeah, and it's interesting because compared to 26, it's the first place takes place in a volcano, and that's interesting follow there. So I feel like it was good in metaphorical sense. But of course, it's nice to see Tom go for his first journey, and he's to finally face the first Dark Wizard for his time. And like he's fought in Beast before, but how can he deal with an actual sorcerer? And that was an interesting challenge for him. So I felt in a sort of perspective, it's like a nice nostalgic piece for their rivalry to begin. So that was obviously reasons why it was there. It should be on the list again.
I completely agree. Great story. It's a
Indeed.
great wrap up to Series 1. Now,
I mean, it was probably hard to put like on a nostalgia perspective. Epos is really good, but sorry, Flair is just more iconic.
Yeah, but story outweighs the iconicness, apparently, doesn't it, for you?
It kind of does. Yeah. Well, kind of a bit.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. What number are we on now?
15th now.
Oh God. Yeah. Right. I'm good to go.
3, 2, 1, go.
Wow, this is a troll, Adam. Are you okay? Explain yourself when you're real Epos.
Okay, well, first of all, I think I need to say you're definitely not going to see Grashcore next.
Okay.
Epos, as you said, the finale has to be on this series.
I bet like when I reveal Epos, you'll disappoint again.
Yeah, I was just dying of laughter. I was like, mate, it was quite funny. It's like you knew what I was going to do next.
I didn't really know.
Epos is here because it didn't do brilliant in Battle of the Beast. It lost in round 1. But it's here for the simple reason I love Phoenixes. Its abilities are all brilliant, what you would expect of a Phoenix, but ignoring that. And it appears at the start of the book in chapter 1 and the prologue, and just appears all the way throughout until the end, in which I thought was actually quite good. And like with Malix, as you said, Epos nearly killed Tom and could have won.
I don't think it was as close as Malix. Probably it was like was it like a Warlock like an 80%?
I'll say 80%. Yeah.
I didn't realize he was in that all the way through.
Yeah, he was. He appeared in chapter. She appeared in chapter 1, shot a fireball at them, flew away. I think because she assumes them being dead.
I'm glad I put the list as high as I did then.
Mm.
Right then, good old Grashko. I mean, there's not much to say about Grashko. It's already been said. On a beast perspective, it makes sense. On a story perspective, it makes sense as well. I feel like it's a nice change because you have like Tom has to work with a different companion because Eleanor is kidnapped, and he has to kind of make a new camaraderie to help get in the prison. You got to get first because you got a new guy you're teaming up with, and you've got to like explain how you fight well with beasts. One has to provide distraction. The other one has to go inside the prison and then rescue her and then get out. And then Grashko starts to rebel and tries to get out of the prison. Like he starts to go after the prisoners and he's like, this is my chance to get out, he thinks. It's actually not after all that. So I feel like it's like a constant going and going of the story where the whole prison comes down. You can see why it's on both our lists, obviously, on a story and of course a features level.
Yeah. And I'm very confident in saying that you're not going to have this beast I'm about to pull up.
Probably not. So go for it.
14th place revealing. You ready?
Yep. Yeah, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, go. Yeah.
I've got all the good ones on my list.
Yeah, that's your opinion. Of course you have all the good ones. It's your opinion.
Zirkin, Epos, Furno, Kyrax, Malix. And okay, the Warlock isn't questionable, but so far, you wouldn't disagree with any of those.
I wouldn't disagree with any of them. They're all great in story perspective wise, especially Zirkin. Zirkin ended very well.
Right then, who's doing it first?
Your turn, I believe.
Right. So, Zirkin or Exaton. Obviously a great beast, very intelligent. He was like like Koba and throughout other main villains, and Kyrax in a certain way. He's the main villain. And of course, he is probably one of the. I want to say he's probably the most intelligent of the beasts so far. I may be wrong with that.
I would say so, yeah. I'm sure there's one worth guessing, but
he probably is. But obviously, King Angel of Fate, we never saw it coming. We're stupid idiots. The whole title thing, the Shape Stealer. Yeah, I remember that time. That was a weird experience. We're idiots. But yeah, so he was a great villain going throughout, very deceiving. He's one of the beasts who actually is able to destroy the golden armor throughout his deception. That's his greatest weapon. And then when the truth is revealed, obviously we're idiots. And then, of course, all of the characters have been playing having been playing a role throughout. So it's a big mess, and Tom has to do all his power to put all the pieces together and fix things right. So obviously, Zirkin had to be up here for an overarching story, and as well his own wrapping up that arc. I thought it was just phenomenal. I was just blind, like, come on.
Yeah, like you, I'm embarrassed that we didn't figure that out earlier, and we're both in/near our 20s, and we didn't figure that out. It's in the title as well, so that's just embarrassing. Now, Vespiq is here for the simple reason, no one likes it, and I constantly feel like I have to defend it because it's absolutely brilliant in design.
I don't mind it.
I absolutely love it. It did very well in Battle of the Beast, made it further than I'm pretty sure anyone would have predicted, and lost where it should have lost to Torpix. And considering that the winner had to beat this beast, I think that's a pretty good sign to say this beast could have had a chance in winning. It probably would have lost to Rock, but still. Moving on. I just like its ability. The fact it could split itself in two, one of it flying, one of it swimming. And also I like its gills on its fins being rather sharp and deadly. I'm also not a big fan that Sanpeo at the end of the book said, "That's only my weakest beast. I got
that's my argument too. I hate the fact that he just did not use his powers when he had the chance.
He completely disregarded this beast being one of the most awesome and also the best Series 8.
The only thing good he did with this beast is he made a wise choice keeping. If it's such a good beast as you say it is, then it's a good thing he kept it as the guard for his ship.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah,
that was one good point about Sanpeo on that strategy.
Yeah, and Tom killed Balisk in the way that any person should, if there's two Balisks, make them collide into each other.
Hmm. Right then, that is what spot are we on now?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
13?
8, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, this is 13th now.
Going down. Right, I've got mine ready.
Okay, I got mine. 3, 2, 1, go. I mean, I knew Soldier was going to appear there, but
Right, so who's going first this time?
yeah. Amictus, I can't bring up Battle of the Beast here because Amictus lost in the first round, like Epos did. Actually, the battle right after Epos as well. Battle number 5, lost to Vespiq. I think if I was to redo that, Amictus may have won due to the fact she can actually camouflage in the greenery. So that was a mistake on my part. Oops. But that is the main reason why I like her, because she actually has the ability to camouflage into the background. Not to mention her scythe-like claws and the fact she comes back in, I believe it was, oh god, which one it was? It was series 12. No, Kajin. She comes back in Kajin. I got it there in the end. Just made me go like, wow, this piece is brilliant. I love it. I want to see more of it. We're not anymore. But
Well, we're
I
past the
actually
old age.
this is one of the few beasts I would just reread just because I love it. Plus, it's I believe it's Amictus' children that stole Tom's shield at some point throughout this book.
I know you. I know Vespiq's on this list now. Thanks for giving me that. You have Amictus there, and I know Vespiq is a more loved beast, so therefore I know Vespiq is on this list now.
Okay.
It's that feeling you just gave it away. Obviously, Stultra. No surprise.
Yeah, I knew
Obviously,
it was
on a
coming.
story perspective, Sultra would be on this list regardless, because it's the first point where Tom gets a more of an emotional arc. It just takes place on his birthday, I believe, and he gets his compass.
Yeah.
For the first time, his magic, his like compass locating device. I don't think he used that in modern day Beast Quest now, does he?
He hasn't used it since Series 18 when he said he wouldn't use it for the Trial of Heroes as it's cheating, then Emilia uses it. So
wow, that's it. They finally dropped some sort of cool device.
But for it.
I do like this place. It takes place in Erenel, Tom's home village, which makes it personal for him. His family's in danger. He has to go rescue them, and it has a different tone for a change. It's the first beast where you felt a bit different. I felt like, because compared to all the other beasts, have been this giant monstrous threat you have to fight. This was the first image of creepiness, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
I felt like you can later on we get more creepy beasts down the road with like Exorcon, Cobra, etc. But this is the first time for us to face a different foe and how to beat him. It was very intimidating. It was a hard put to fight, and the fact that the fact it takes place on Tom's birthday, and the fact there's an emotional stake rises the story's perspective and a character development for him. So beating him felt more impactful and it felt more worth.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
So on both perspective, I can see why it's on the list.
Yeah.
All right, let's pop in now. Number 12.
Number 12, yeah. 3, 2, 1, go. I'm upset now. I'm upset.
You said that before.
Yeah, I know.
I know Morg's probably number 1. I've had to guess. I want to say it's a number 1 for you.
Well, I have a good guess which one will be a number 1 for you, and I already.
You already know. You already know. I've already revealed it.
Yeah, and then why small attacks in number 12?
Why is it? Because the stories are obviously great. This is probably Petra's best plan, and it's her first.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a shame, but okay. But obviously, she's based. Was this done for Malvel, or was it done for her own ideals?
I believe it was done for Malvel.
All right, then. So, and not really her plan, but to us, was it her own idea? Like, this is my idea. We'll do this to him.
Yeah, I believe so.
But yeah, so she goes steal this warrior who I think Mortax's body is like either he was a beast or he was basically the original, one of the original masters of the beast, probably. Or he was in the Gallery of Tombs or something.
Tanner was the person that slayed Mortax first. Well, not slayed, defeated. Mortax was, I guess, the first beast or one of the last beasts that Tanner has beaten.
Fair enough. And obviously you've got him going around. He takes. I thought Mortax took some powers from Tom, but I guess I was wrong with that theory. But I know he takes. Doesn't he take the 6 beasts and he has to fight them? Oh, that's what it was. He takes them to this arena. He has to he mind controls the beasts, and he has to. Mortax becomes basically that villain where he sits on his butt until he's needed to do. So in a way, he kind of takes over as the main villain because Petra's just there taunting, really. And then Eleanor gets hypnotized at some point. So it's another one of those books where Tom is pressured throughout and he's put into a corner. Where it's another close on counter victory. I wouldn't say it's a close on counter to Wardark. So maybe a 70% of then the tables get turned, and that's where it gets interesting. So it's just a non-stop pressurizing adventure for Tom where the stakes get higher, the good beasts are involved, his friends turn, Petra's there taunting him, more tax comes down, the scythe, just non-stop.
Brilliant. Now, Malix, I bet you
liked it. You either liked it so much that you put it on your list, or is it a recent book? It's going to go on the list.
I bet you're surprised as higher than Sultra.
Well, not really. I like Max more.
I liked it a lot.
On a beast perspective, I like Max more.
Yeah. I liked it a lot more, hence why I put it higher than Sultra. It looks much more intimidating than Sultra, and its abilities, no offense to Sultra, are far cooler. There's no argument there, and it's probably one of the most.
Yeah, I would say that Soldiers is more harder to break when it comes to those shells because wood compared to stone. But apart from that, I get you.
Yeah, it's also one of the most overpowered abilities or ability combination. Like Lucas said, Malix is a Hydra. Chop off the head, 3 more grow back plus the original head, making 4. And if that keeps continuing on and on, then yeah, there may be a bit
stupid for the opponent to the same strategy.
Yeah, that's probably the downside of the Hydra and Hercules. It just got a bit messy.
Yeah, the thing is though, that's more of your opponent's fault than Max's job because it's your own stupidity that's causing this.
Yeah, but I agree with Phil in that film where it's you could cut it out with the head slicing. I completely agree with that. I believe Malix was defeated in such a great way as well, and it's a shame that me and Lucas actually can't remember what it was.
Well, I remember one version.
Yeah, he remembers one version. I remember another, and we think it's a combination of both of them because I know the pit was involved, and
I know the drug was involved.
Yeah, it was one of them. Or both of them. But
feel free to reread it for both our sakes.
Yeah, and I think it's very obvious to say that it's going to be very good in Battle of the Beasts.
Oh, it is. I even said to Adam that, can we please put 26 on the list, please? I'm like, okay, fine. And then when he read it, then he was like, okay, now I'm done with.
Yeah.
Right.
Hello, Donick Grease.
We are at number 11.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Hello, Donick.
Yep.
A happy Star Wars Day. May the Force be with you.
Well.
Right then. Are you ready for this?
Yep. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, I'll live with that.
You have a blue covered snake beast too with Falcor. No surprise for you.
Falcor's a stone beast.
A snake beast, I said.
Yeah, snake
beast. Blue book with a snake beast line. I had Vizlac.
Technically, the first snake beast to appear on this list, but from my viewpoint, the second, because I count Malix as a snake beast, because I'm not counting a section for Hydra, considering it was shown to be in the shape of a snake. And just add on, there's only gonna be one.
Yeah, well, the thing is, in Hercules, he had a one head too, and you still consider him a Hydra.
Yeah, but the difference is with that Hydra though, they had a big blobby body like Naga does. I explained in Battle of the Beasts, okay? Falcor was here for the simple reason I absolutely love its design, and as people may know, I love snakes, and I like its color combination of red and black as well. Probably one of my favorites. Shame I'm not wearing it today. I don't know what happened to red and black, but green and black's the new thing now. And it's doing really good in Battle of the Beast, and it's in round 3. So that's very good, and I hope to see it go further in Battle of the Beast.
And now we have Cobra. Haha, probably the first villain beast in Beast Quest that we get. First introduced in Vermok, I believe.
It depends. Would you count the Knights of Forton as villains?
Well, you have to ask yourself, were they acting separately, or were they acting on Malvel's orders?
I like to think they were acting separately.
If you say so. But yeah.
Pillars the first.
So Cobra, obviously, he's one of those villains where, like Sultra, you're intimidated by him, but he's more of a twisting your mind and twisting your perceptions on things of his doesn't he do illusions and stuff?
Pretty sure he does illusion. Yeah.
So he's able to trick your mind and warp things around. He was able to lure Tom to the dark side, which is nice foreshadowing to what's to come. So overall, I feel like Cobra is like that. I want to say a temporary devil on his shoulders type character. So I feel like he's that level of good, and the fact that he has so many abilities, it proved that he was obviously a good beast in Battle of the Beast as well. On a story and beast level, there's no sense about it why Cobra is on this list.
Yeah, I agree. So we're down to the top 10 now, aren't we?
Yes. Dun 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 dun.
Okay, let's kick off the top 10 with 3, 2, 1, go. I knew you were going to add Tecton there. Oh, God. I don't know.
Why did you know so badly I was going to put Tecton at number 10?
Because Tecton had a good story, and I know you've been talking of how good it is, and I think I know the key point why it's there.
The obvious reasons are obvious.
Go on then, explain. Please.
Hi, Christian Wayne. Welcome. Still carrying on with this book series. But yeah, Tecton. So obviously, this is like, I feel like this is the series where Beast Quest was going to end originally. Makes sense. Yeah. Maybe I feel like this is the time, like, this is our last straw. It's either two things. One, this is where the series was going to end, and because it did so well, they continued. Or two, it was never going to end at all, and it was going to make some more series. What do you think happened there?
I like to think it was the original idea for a finale, but as it did so well, they were like, let's make 3 more, end on series 13. Yeah, that'd be good. Oh, that's good. Okay, let's keep going.
Okay, we'll end on we'll do more. We'll go to series 20. It'll end it there. Series 20 was good. Okay, we'll go to 24. We'll end it there.
Baseball with series 20 being good. I don't like series 20.
Well, okay, then what would you say as a comparison then? We'll end on series of what? 18?
I agree with maybe series 20, as that would make a bit of sense, but 24 would also be.
Okay, 21 then. Well, you get the point. There were like 7 points that they could have stopped and they just kept going. But yes, Tecton obviously is a great book. Dealing with the Knights of Forton, which you just brought up previously, that's convenient. So again,
convenient.
This is obviously based off an armadillo. There's another one that's based off a pangolin, if you get to that one. Very interesting there. I do appreciate that Beast Quest is not like it doesn't treat you like idiots. It does give you at times unique beasts and animals that you don't see throughout. I wasn't expecting to see a jellyfish. I wasn't expecting to see a piranha or a bulldog or were there any animals on this that you weren't expecting to see throughout Beast Quest?
I'm very simple when it comes to animals, apparently.
Okay.
It was nice to learn that Morax is actually a pangolin, because I thought it was an armadillo. Then Techno's being based off Gamera, is it?
Gamera or Gamera.
Close enough. I just think it's kind of cool, and I'm waiting so patiently for Cerberus or beast to be based off that.
The created dog. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's on there at some point. Oh yeah, Tecton, obviously a great book. Obviously the big climactic moment is where Tom's got to, I feel like at this point Tom knows Malvol's returned, I believe, and he's trying to come back.
I think it was since the first book in that series, because he was just trapped in the eternal flame, and I think Tom knew about that.
Yeah, and he was trying to like bring me back to life, and I do appreciate that this cover actually has Taladon on it, which I didn't really notice until now. That was pretty cool.
I agree with that.
That was nice. Like, why is Taladon on the cover for a change? You're like, oh, I know why. But yeah, so it was nice to see him, like Tom being that like, I want you to save me. That's what you do. You're a hero, and he's trying to challenge him. And then you've got the Knights of Forton, and they're like a very hard team of beasts to beat, because like you say they might act on their own at times, and they have their own personal vendettas. So that makes them more of an intimidating threat. I can't stay long, but I just dropped by to say hello. Well, thank you, Christian.
Hello.
Of course, it leads up to that big climatic moment where they have that duel and Taladin has to stop him. I have to go say bye. Have a great day, and may the 4th be with you all. Thank you.
May the 4th be with you too.
But yeah, it leads up to that moment where, of course, Taladin dies. I mean, part of you probably knew Taladin was going to die at some point, but did you suspect it was this series?
I think that would have made sense considering what the title of the series is, and we already knew that.
Yeah, it was kind of already, but it still surprised you, regardless if you knew or not.
Yeah,
because you didn't want him to go. Because like he was interested in series 4,
yeah.
so what, 6 series with him?
Yeah. Sometimes we have a series named after something which doesn't actually relate to Tom, like the Pirate King, or Cursed Dragon, or Velma's Revenge. It's not linked to Tom as obvious as, let's say, not the Golden Armor, but help me out here, please.
Yeah, Chattery. You can't think of it, just drop it.
Yeah, but it's not entirely
the Shade of Death.
Shaded to an extent. I love my first line I said in the Shade of Death review as well. I might not be alive tomorrow because the Shade of Death is green.
But yeah, overall, Tecton is a great story. And even though he loses his father, I believe after his father dies, that's when the armor's transferred to Tom.
Yeah.
And he feels sad about it. He finally gets the golden armor for keeps, but like it doesn't feel right. And he
wonder what cost.
Yeah, he wants to kill the knight for what he did, but he comes to his senses and does the right thing, and that leads on to other things. So it's a great book.
It leads to. I know I'm not really supposed to be talking about the story, but I need to say it. It leads to some interesting parts in Doomskull. I will say that. Because the image of Tom actually threatening someone who, like a servant, I believe, that is around his age, is stuck in my mind. Because I'm like, I do not know this guy anymore. What's he doing? It was such a great end, and I would not be surprised if Doomskull be on your list as well.
It doesn't. Right, moving on.
Zirkin. That's my number 10.
Are you talking about him on a beast level as in overall, or like overall the series, or just his book?
For Zirkin or Doomskull?
Zirkin.
Zirkin, I'm talking about Beast. 100% Beast.
I was wondering where Doomskull came from, okay.
Yeah, I said Doomskull because you were just talking about Texan, so.
Yeah.
So Zirkin is here for a simple reason. Obviously, it's probably the most intelligent beast we've seen in Beast Quest, probably for a while. Probably going to be for a while as well. Some have been technically appearing in the first book of this series, being Querzal, and just making a name for himself as someone else. And I'm not sure about Lucas, but I figured out that Zirkin was the big bad in book 3, when we should have figured out in book 2. That's when the grave was revealed. But his abilities are.
You said you didn't figure out who Zirkin was until book 4, and his book came around.
I didn't figure out till the end of book 3. Yeah. But yeah, I would say great abilities, especially the shapeshifting one and the high intellect. That is an ability I'm going to count. And even though it's not really of a physical fighter like, let's say, Cobra or Krokol is, I think it, as is very well known, brains overpowers brawn. And I think this is going to be a very good competitor in Battle of the Beast. I can't tell how well it will do, but I like to think it will do good.
Right.
How well do you think it will do?
I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, number 9.
Ready?
Yeah. You want to do the countdown?
3, 3, 3.
I knew it's going to be on the list. I'm just glad we got finales here.
Doomskull, and of course Vespiq. I knew Vespiq was on the list at some point because of your love for the thing.
I was surprised, I guess, Doomskull would be on the list because I thought Doomskull was your favorite of Series 10. So yeah, that would make sense.
I mean, it's a follow-up, so it has to be.
Yeah. Vespiq, probably easily one of the most combatant beasts here. Incredibly agile. Has I probably going to get the martial art wrong, but karate skills, as we saw in one particular page where she fell on, zipped from a chair and kicked Tom square in the face or the stomach. I can't remember which one it was. And not to mention, yeah, but the whole book throughout was just one big fight, and it ended up into one of my favorite kinds of battles, the aerial battles. And,
yeah, it does.
They normally get high scores. This one, I believe, got a 9. And very good. Lucas is a bit annoyed with me with Karaka being a 10 out of 10 for the fight. Sorry, not sorry, but yeah. It's just a great fight, great abilities throughout, and it didn't do great in Battle of the Beast, just got to round 2 before being killed, but we knew that was coming. But it's just a great beast, and when it gets a second chance at Battle of the Beast, I like to see it at least make it to round 3. Do better than what it did.
I will say this: if Velma was never in the story, I feel like Vespiq would be a good main beast villain. That'd be fine. I'll be fine with that.
Yeah, I'll be happy with that as well.
Because like she seems like she's taken over this kingdom, or she's the queen. She seems intelligent enough to operate her own plan. I wouldn't mind her returning it if she can't, but I wouldn't mind it.
Technically, she did return in Vigrash. Well, her wing did, but yeah.
Oh well. So much for fan fiction.
I mean,
well, number
9 that was. So Doomskull. Why is Doomskull there?
Oh yes, Doomskull. No surprise, Doomskull's on it. It's the forward development for Tom. He has to get over the death of his father and now decide what's he going to do with Malvel. He's pressured a lot. I feel like Malvel takes advantage of the death that Tom lost his father. So it makes me wonder if killing Taladon was his plan all along, just to because if I do this to Tom, it will make him push to the. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Malva did that on purpose just to squeeze it out of him. And of course, he does. He does the wrong thing. He tries to rebel. He has to fight the last beat of the Fortom, which is like based off a Sphinx, I believe, with a fire mane. That was an interesting design.
I'm not entirely sure what it's based off, but I do like the fact it's not just a generic dog-looking beast. It looks like a dog, but it isn't.
It looked like some sort of gargoyle lion you see in those castles and stuff. I appreciate the design there. And Tom has to go through another big challenge, and he does find it's like the true. Even though Malvel does come back, it does feel like the true death to him in a way until we get an actual official one. I think it is the most justified death of his deaths that he had, the best death of them.
That is an official death at the end, and who else by Furno?
The first beast.
Yeah.
I'm glad that Tom didn't kill him. It was more like he did the right thing and let a beast kill him. So overall, I feel like it was a great wrap up for Series 10 and a nice follow up to Tecton.
And it's not just the beast that killed him, it was the first beast he possessed, I believe. Yeah. So
we're now on the next part, aren't we?
Moving on to number 8 now.
Right. When you're ready.
Yep. 3, 2, 1, go. I'm surprised Electro's there, really. Okay.
Well, you're not really surprised to think about it, what series it is.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised, but to me, Electro's the worst of Series 24. So, considering we're at the top 8, that goes to show that. Wow. Okay. Let's see it. Let's hear it.
Electro is the start of a great series on a story level where we have, of course, Tom, corrupted by Rhea, to join the dark side. Okay, thank you for
Uh,
Star Wars joke.
how
And of course,
convenient for that.
yes, how convenient. And of course, now Tom is a villain. We finally get our fan fiction complete for all those fans. Ellen is now the lead. She's teaming up with Daltech to go up against this giant electro bird, and Tom's doing this for his own dark. It's like taking a dark version of Tom. We've come across dark versions of Tom before with Nemeko and other characters like this. It's kind of like Sam or something like that, where Tom's now rejecting all what the people have done for him, and he sees him as a tool, so he does his own thing. So it's a nice foil, and that he's trying to beat beasts, I think, to prove something to himself.
I oh, I think it's just to get the blood from them because I believe that's how the finale is done.
That's what Rhea wants him to do. So you think he's just doing this because Rhea tells him to?
I think so, yeah.
Okay,
But
for his own ideals.
Tom does get his own bits where he does try to turn against Rhea, but just can't do it though for some reason.
Yeah, Fishy probably saw that coming too. But overall, I feel like Electro is a great, you know, intro to the series with that whole change. But we finally got certain elements we wanted. We finally got a giant electric. Well, a skeleton bird is something that you could see some fans wanting from Beast Quest. Thomas the not the main villain, but the henchman in a way, kind of makes him more of an interesting character. Like you give Eleanor something to do at least and focus on other characters, which makes you happy as well, and Daltek
Yeah.
as well. So it makes sense.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's Choose 24 is a great series, and I believe was number 2 for our series rankings for both of us.
Yes. Move on.
Yeah. So, the walking death machine, as I call it, Peterix the Winged Slicer. I'm pretty sure what I call it kind of resembles why it's here.
Yep.
It's, like I said, a death machine with deadly tail, deadly claws, deadly wings, deadly teeth, deadly everything, even a deadly nose. Probably not that one, but
Mhm.
I think it's it's just up here because I love the entire fight with it and the fact that it brings back the original Master of the Beasts and his friends and their beast companions. So we got Epos, which is Firepost, the return of Falcor, Nera, and I keep forgetting this other one's name, Golkian, I think.
I
Those
believe
are the
so.
other beasts. Yeah, those. No,
I
no,
don't think
no,
we've
no.
seen them all yet.
We haven't seen Nera or Golkian yet, but those are in the Chronicles of Avantia, which I still need to read. But it is just great to see these beasts that I will be learning more about later. I'm not sure about Lucas. I don't think he will be.
Why?
Um,
Not Beast Quest.
yeah, no, but if they appear as a special in the future, then obviously Lucas will read them. I'm really excited for them, and quite frankly, um, its design looks epic. I love it. It's one of my favorite designs when it comes to a beast.
Indeed.
It may look simple compared to others, but simplicity is best sometimes.
Hmm. Well said.
Thank you.
We're at number
7 now. Yeah, 7. Wow.
out away.
3, 2, 1. 2 in a row? Seriously?
Mm.
Okay. Okay, so I think it's my turn first. So kind of convenient. A Beast from Series 7 is number 7, isn't it?
No fun for that. Crystal is a good beast, I won't deny.
Pressure of the Crushing Terror. The runner-up to Battle of the Beasts of the original series, and a very deserving runner-up as well. Now we're gonna say the elephants out of the room here, or point out the elephants in the room. Obviously, it's shown to be it's shown to be a sea beast due to the fins it has on its claws and the gills it has on its neck right there. I believe they're gills. Yeah, they're gills. I'll call them gills anyway. So it's obviously a sea beast, but it does brilliantly off land, which is great. And I used that to my full advantage as well due to his opponents. And the one time he does get a sea beast, I think he does anyway. I made sure that I flooded the arena, the combat arena they were in, just so Cressel can have a fight where he's finally in his home terrain. And obviously, one of my favorite abilities is that he used his head as a hammer. May not be the most unique ability because he could shoot acid out of spikes, but it's an ability which makes me think, how does he not knock himself out? It's a great beast, and the only evil beast of Series 7, whilst the others are good. Crestor is evil.
So, I believe we called this Fluger, or was it Flugger? I wouldn't be Flugger with it. What was I calling it? What were you calling it anyway?
I called it Fluger.
Yeah, Fluger, we'll go with that then. Because Flugger sounds a bit more of a sluggy thing. But yeah, I do like the fact that, again, we get interesting beasts where we have, for the first time, we get a shrimp beast. And they could easily have made that pretty weak-headed for. But no, it's one of those constant beasts. It's like, just leave me the flip alone. I can't stand you right now. And he just keeps going after him. And then, of course, you get... And it's like, you're starting to... Rio wants the beast destroyed so she can get this blood to revive this even powerful beast. Kind of like what Malva was trying to do in a certain way. And it's like he wants to resurrect an army, and she wants to resurrect this one powerful beast that's able to destroy kingdoms.
Malva was trying to... He was 21, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was. So would you have an army of beasts destroy a kingdom, or would you have one beast that can destroy kingdoms?
I'd rather have the god of all beasts being Kroko than an army.
So it's basically a better version of Series 21 then, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think there's no argument there. It obviously is.
It is. So obviously, it's interesting enough. Daltec, of all characters, is the one to kick this beast butt. I wasn't expecting that.
Oh yeah, it was, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
Developed other characters as and I'll just say this right off the bat. I should have said this in the first book, but we actually get, it's a nice little off-topic thing, but they put Tom in these fights, but they give him his original color scheme. So they put him in the covers, but it's original color scheme. And they're trying to they do it well, but they're hiding the fact that Tom's turned to the dark side really well, even in the covers. I do appreciate that.
Yeah.
So it was a nice trick there, and it's just a great series. And more development for Eleanor trying to get through to Tom. I think she just tried to talk to him, and he breaks it a bit, and then he goes back to his evil ways, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And our heroes are left in a pit. So it left someone in the dark nowhere, was stuck in a hole. So yeah, it's a good wrap up, I would say, from Electro to Fluger there. Yeah, right, we're on number
6 now. I have a good guess what your number 6 is now.
Right, now for number 6. Are you ready?
3, 2, 1, go. How did I guess? Obviously, it's Morax.
Gee, I wonder what the next book is.
Yeah, I wonder as well what the next book will be.
I mean, you won't deny what the whole series is probably on.
The whole series is brilliant, I'll be honest, sir. And it's your turn to explain. It's your turn to explain first.
Morax, the Pangolin Beast. Once again, this series is phenomenal. Delivering us animals I wouldn't suspect to see in Beast Books is just surprising regardless. And it's like something that I know and something that I understand with. So for those of you who don't know, a pangolin, the reason there's a difference between the armadillo and the pangolin is the armadillo has more of a rounded ball shape, while the pangolins have plates on them that's round. That's the difference there. Those who don't know. And I would like to see a battle between those two, between Morax and Tecton. That'd be awesome to see, because I want to see how you do that. I'm sure you would be able to make it more of an interesting fight than Grashcore and Morax was. I thought it'd be a good fight for you. If it takes place in the arena, there's going to be definitely some property damage.
I feel sorry for the landlord already.
Yeah, on a story perspective, it's good there. You know, with Tom still on that quest on the dark side, still trying to go through. And I believe at this point, in each story, something interesting happens. Part 1, Tom is turned to the dark side. Part 2, Delta gets something to do. Part 3, Tom saves a child. Remember?
Oh yeah, it does.
See, each book, something crucial advances the plot. to like you figure like each book would be like, Tom, you're not supposed to do this. I'm struggling. No, I am evil. I will keep doing this crap. And then he keeps going on. But no, each book has something different happen. Obviously, the first book is the change. The second book is development for Deltic. The third book is where Tom starts to question his actions and he's starting to get his good moralities in there. So it is interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if Taladon showed up if it was 6 books, book 5 would have been like, Taladon's spirit comes back and tries to help him. I mean, you wouldn't see that. You could probably see that, couldn't you?
Yeah, I can see that as well. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe Malvel comes back and to help him out too, because why would Malvel help Tom? Because he wants to fight his enemy, probably. I wouldn't mind. I could see a lot of potential things that could happen throughout the series. If it was a 6-book arc, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah. I mean, like Series 24, along with maybe Series 22, I think we can agree if we had to pick 2 seasons to have 6 books, those 2 would be our choices.
Oh yeah, I feel like Series 24 is the official series that's just made for the fans. You can see that, can't you?
Yeah, it's definitely a fan-made series. You said it when talking about it as well.
I did.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on to my number 6, Raksha, the Mirror Demon.
I knew this one in the list, obviously, because I think out of the big 3 that are these type of beasts, where you have Mortax and Grashkor and Raksha, he's probably your second favorite.
I'm not going to say anything.
I want to say he is.
Raksha is, I believe, the only beast in any of my reviews to get a 10 out of 10 for design.
Chimera.
So obviously, I had to put it up here. It's, as Lucas said, a chimera, and it's absolutely brilliant. Its abilities: it takes Tom's shield tokens, as we can see, and uses them for himself, and builds up fireballs in his hands, which I overused the ability on when he was going against Jakara and Rivera, but Rivera was an easy win for him.
And now his next opponent in Battle of the Beast. Woo!
But it will be an interesting battle.
I'm not going to say obviously, but you know.
Yeah, and I believe, if I'm correct, Raksha got the highest total score out of any of the beasts, because I believe I gave the fight a 9 or a 10 because for the sole reason it went from Avantia to Gorgonia to Avantia, because we've never had a battle that goes from one realm to another then back. The abilities, the abilities are definitely the weakest point, and that's nothing to be ashamed of. And as we said, made it through to round 3 and has a very interesting opponent coming up. So you look forward to that.
Oh yes, indeed. Oh boy. No question what my next one is at this point. So we're at number 5 now. I mean, you can be happy that Crocol made it to 5.
The question is, what's my number 5?
Indeed. Since we already know what mine is, I'm just going to reveal it automatically because you already know it. So we're just going to start the way with. What? Was that?
Yay!
Wait. When exactly did you realize? Oh my god, we're going to get a tie.
When Fluga came up.
Right. That's why you're so happy. We finally got a tie. So since we're talking about this at the same time.
Can I just point out, I find it ironic the fact that we can't get the same book ranking for the specials when there's 24, but when there's over 150 books to choose from, we get a match. That's very unlikely.
I mean, it was all thanks to all Series 24 being there and kind of helped out.
Yeah, I didn't have any of my Series 24 beasts there because unfortunately they're great, but they're not the best.
So, who was going first this time?
I believe it's my turn now.
Go for it then. Beast perspective.
Now, I think okay, I need to be careful what I say because I don't want to take the words out of Lucas's mouth, but it's probably going to be real
I don't mind.
Okay, well, basically, the main reason why it's the best of Series 24 for me and Lucas is that the beast is Tom.
In a way.
Yeah. Like with Silver, this beast had an emotional attachment to the main characters of the series. Dowsett gets more to do, and the abilities and fights and everything made it absolutely brilliant. And I don't know what score I gave this for the Beast View, which is one of my biggest regrets. But that, along with the total scores of the others, made it the best score for a series I had. And with a 84 or 85% completion of max points, that's quite good considering Series 13 got 83%. Yeah, so there's nothing to be ashamed of.
I
And
believe
as
at the time, wasn't at the time 24 your best series when it was done?
24 is and was and still is the best series there.
Hmm.
And I think it's probably because I got more generous with the point scoring there. So when we get to Series 27, I may need to be a bit stricter. But if I ever get around to redoing it, I might be a bit stricter with the scores and be maybe a bit kinder to Series 1, because Series 1 got the really bad end of the stick there.
Oh, it did. What I'll say about Crocal is, of course, it is Tom in a way, but it's actually this evil entity that the reason why I prefer Silver as like the whole evil, darker version of himself is because it's more of it's Silver is in the driver's seat, it's just that he's more enraged. This one, it's more of he's being corrupted by an influence, which is an actual beast influence. So that in a way, Crocal doesn't have a body, does he? Or does he just have to take is he like the Spider-Man thing? He's basically the Venom symbiote. He has to take over someone to survive.
I would say it's more like a symbiote, yeah.
So that's an interesting type of beast. The other one is Okawa, and that more of an enraged thing, or was that more like the same thing with Crocol there, like a symbiotic thing?
I think that's a magical spell which Kenza cast in that drink that Uncle Henry couldn't get enough of. Oh, talk about Spider-Man. We go to Tom's Uncle Henry. Oh dear.
Maybe that's the reason.
Oh dear.
Anyway, there we are. I feel like that was more of an enraged thing too, where he took Tom's uncle's personality and just enraged it with the potion there, like a drug.
Yeah.
So Coracle, obviously, a beast capable of destroying kingdoms with little less ease. And I do like the cover. Again, these covers, they do something unique and they try to fool us. But this is probably the best. And the reason why I say it's the best is they give Eleanor Tom's weapons and his color scheme. So that is completely off key. And then there's Dalton in the front. That's really off key. Like I bet you for fool too, and you thought that was Tom with the shield there.
I noticed it didn't look like Tom. I know it had Tom's weapons and color scheme, but I was like, that does not look like Tom.
But you thought it was like, so you thought it was Tom, but badly drawn by the cover artist.
Yeah, so that was a bit of disappointment there. And I read it, I was like, oh my god, this is brilliant. I love it. Keep reading, keep reading, keep reading.
So you realized that when you read the book or when I told you?
When I was in the middle of reading the book towards the when Tom changed into the beast, that's when I realized that.
It's genius. But yeah, so Tom had to be he's obviously starting off as the henchman. He turns again, he tries to turn against Rhea. Rhea sees that coming. She goes ahead and takes him out as in turns him into the beast. She regrets it obviously because the beast rebels against her and goes on his own frenzy, destroying crap what's left to destroy. And then it's up to, even though Eleanor and Daltok do their very best, they can't really beat a beast that's able to destroy kingdoms. The only way to really beat him was through a, subconscious battle. Where I believe it's Tanner who's the one who tells him. I wish it was Taladon. That would have made it even perfect. I felt, because I know it's Tanner they picked, but that was a missed opportunity for Taladon. Come on.
I'm happy it was Tanner because Tanner was the first Master of the Beast, and I believe previously went against Crocol. So I think it just came full circle for Tanner's quest, as he couldn't beat Crocol, I believe.
You think that Tanner was originally possessed by Crocol at one point, probably?
I believe so. I can't remember if Tanner was killed by Cobra or Crocol. I know he was killed by one of them.
Well, out of those two, I don't know. Who would you? That's just hard to choose. Like, who should be the rightful murderer of the original master? That's just hard choosing.
I would say Crocol, as it kind of felt like it came full circle for his arc in that series.
And then he was left to the torture of Cobra. Then basically,
yeah.
But yeah, overall, no matter what way you slice it, Crowcall, the Father of Fear, is obviously going to be one of the best books of all time when it comes to Beast Quest. Even if there's future books, Horror Series 24 will not be forgotten at all. And it deserves its place on a story level to be on this list. You can see why now. Because each point something happens.
Yeah, and just to say, we got 4 books remaining each. I have a good guess what 2 of Lucas's books are. I think he knows one of them and has a good guess for the other 3.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, isn't us a mystery what the next 2 will be.
It shouldn't be, because you kind of already know the answer. Part of your memory will know it.
Well, I know that one special is coming up. I don't know. I know which one it is, and I like to think it'll be in the second place spot.
Why?
Because it's a great story.
But second place, okay. Did you say second?
Yeah, because I know which one is your favorite. You said it multiple times to me. I think I have a good guess which one it is. Anyway, 4th place. 3, 2, 1, go. Tremor. Okay, wow.
The other series.
Well, I know Series 5 is your favorite series, meaning I think I know what 3rd place is now.
Yeah, now you know what that is. So that's how high she is for you.
Oops. Sorry. You know I don't prefer series. I like Series 5, but not as much as you do.
I know.
Just like how I like Series 13, but you don't like it as much as I do.
But only because it was the first big thing for me. All right, who's supposed to talk about this first? Because Coco.
I think it's you.
Right,
I think it's
Tremor is obviously part of Series 5, The Shade of Death, which is probably the first big, impactful series. I mean, when it comes to these big, impactful series, let's just go from Series 5. Yes, obviously. Adam, go through these for me because I tried better than I do.
Well, Series 5, you said in your ranking for them, Tom technically doesn't win.
1 is 10, obviously.
Yeah, Series 10.
13.
Impactful. Series 13, yeah. Would you count 18 as one?
It's a lesser version, but I would count it. Sure, we'll go 18.
20 or 21
you might as well say as a duo because it's like 5 and 6. Well, to be fair,
21 was the final end to Malvel, which was
combined there. Even though 5 and 6 was a dual thing, but I felt like the first half was better than the second, in my personal opinion. Sorry, Vespiq.
And I think it's very obvious to say this was also very impactful as well.
And obviously 24. Yeah.
That's all.
But yeah. I wouldn't say I'm sorry, 25 and 26. I know you're the new series, but you can't be that good.
It don't feel as impactful. Series 23 is also impactful for an emotional point.
But yeah, you can tell when there's a good series going on. I mean, 26 is close to impactful. It wasn't as impactful though. I mean, series 1, I'm sorry, but you're not impactful. You're the beginning.
Yeah, it's just setting up the rest of the series. And it had a good foreshadowing in Series 2. Series 2, I think we could both agree, had a great story. It's not the best, but we know it was a good one.
Well, yeah. Series 5, obviously, is the series where Tom goes on a quest to, because apparently his father is a shady dude. He doesn't want to tell him the truth. Because we need some Darth Vader shit going on here. Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Taladon. You really help us out. But yeah, so basically, that Tom goes on a quest, as you do. He gets attacked by a giant crab on his way there. Thank you. And then he gets to go for a while. I believe, when does Freya make her appearance?
Hi, Batman. Oh, Manny.
I didn't see him there.
New comment.
Read it for us, if you did.
It just says hi.
Okay, hi. Hi, Manny.
Hi.
Oh yeah, so when did Freya first appear?
I think Freya first appeared in either Hawkeye or Rock.
And then on, obviously, throughout, you've got this mysterious woman who we know is the mistress of the beasts, and the evil wizard Velmal has. When did you catch on that? When it was revealed, or when you actually figured it out yourself?
When it was revealed.
Wow, we're dumb.
Yeah.
To be fair, I was actually the guy. I had a feeling, but I wasn't sure. I would know. It can't be. And then like, okay, thank you. But as it builds and builds, you can see where the story is going. Each story raises the stakes. Tom gets close. He starts to question his father. His father doesn't want to tell him the truth. I'm not sure why, because it will break his heart. That's probably why. And the worst, and of course, it gets the reveal of Tremor. Where we see, "You're my mother." Dun dun dun. She doesn't believe him at first. Kind of like with the Viper thing. So that's an interesting thing there. Or with
Hello, new person that commented. I can't read your name. Sorry.
NRP, I'll say it, but hello. But obviously, Tremor should be on this list for the impact on the story, for the reveal, for the build-up. It all leads to that. Yeah, leading to that as well. Thank you, Adam.
Sorry.
And that is what I've got to say on Tremor.
Okay, now for my say on Cobra. I don't know what to say that Lucas hasn't already said. It's a terrific end to a fantastic series, and my favorite one as it is at the moment.
I'm just surprised that he's more powerful than Croakle on your list.
To me, he is, because he doesn't have just brute strength, he has intelligence as well. That's why he's higher than Croakle for me.
Even though Exicon is the smartest.
Yeah, your point.
So why do you put him out here? It's about intelligence.
Because yeah, I do prioritize brains over brawn. I mean, look at my body stature. But I think it's the fact when two of those parts are combined, it makes this beast not as strong as Croco, not as intelligent as Zircon, but just right to make it very deceitful, very cunning, and probably a very dangerous beast. And well, obviously very dangerous. He had a great fight throughout the entirety of that book, great abilities, as I said, and I used those abilities to my full advantage in Koba versus Kamar in Battle of the Beasts. I admit the worst thing about that episode was the way I looked. I was having a bit of a crisis during that episode, but it didn't change the fact Koba versus Kamar, one of my favorite battles I've ever done in Battle of the Beasts. And it's a shame he lost in round 2, but he was the go-to wanting to win. And because he was a bit too arrogant or ignorant when it came to Basin Sultra, he lost.
His ego. And cool. Like, all the great beasts have an ego to some extent. Well, Croakle's hard to say, but more of a rage thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Another thing I do like about Koba is that it kind of brings up, he's kind of brought up in Slivka, where Tom suddenly starts getting a bit more evil, more dark, and it has that dramatic twist to series 13, which makes it not like any other series and a really standout one to where Tom is not Tom anymore. That's why we like series 24 so much, because it's throughout the entire series, set out throughout most of it. But yeah,
moving out the top 3. At this point, I'm not surprised what my next book is.
Is it a Mixus?
No, it's just a Mixus.
Number 3, Carnivora, the Winged Scavenger.
Right then, who's first then?
I think it's me, and are you surprised Carnivora is third place for me?
I'm surprised. I thought you preferred other beasts.
Yeah, for me, Carnivora has always been in the top 10 favorite beasts for me, but her spot has always changed from 9th to 5th. Now it's at 3rd, and I don't think it's going to move any higher than that, because the other two beasts I love a lot more than Carnivora. But Carnivora is here because it's one of the first books I've ever got. And it's a great wrap up to Series 7. You can tell it's one of my first two, so I've tatted up the cover.
I think I know now. I think I know what your first two are now. I have a theory.
Okay. Let me know if it's right when we find out number 1. But another thing about Carnivora is that her abilities are great. Flying, heat breath, and also sharp claws and teeth. Also very agile. Leads to very good beasts. It did tremendously good in Battle of the Beasts. I believe it lost to Torpix. I can't remember, but I know it lost to either the runner-up or the winner. the fight in this book is brilliant and has one of my favorite pictures that doesn't have a beast in it. And I think Lucas knows what picture it is. And good thing I found it straight away. It's this one.
Oh, okay.
Probably one of my favorite pictures I've ever seen because it's the most badass picture of Tom and Alina and Storm we have. And adding that on to what was a subpar series, it made it one of my favorite seasons and also very nostalgic.
No surprise, Amictus is at number 3, but because of story reasons, because of how it was wrapped up. But Amictus got that high. It's just amazing how things turn out still. Obviously, the conclusion of Series 5, the fact that Tom doesn't win is a nice change because apart from the series, what series does he not win also?
To an extent, it was a shallow victory, Series 10.
Yeah, he still beat the Beast and killed the villain. As Inferno did.
Technically, he lost his father, though, which I wouldn't count as like a full victory, just a part victory.
Well, this is probably the biggest blow where Tom lost. Even though he beat the Beast, he didn't beat the villain. She was dragged off for torture and betrayal, trying to get her senses back, and Tom felt defeated. Even though he defeated all the Guardians of Gwildor and stuff, he tried his best to get his mother back, and he failed. And that's the biggest blow ever. And that makes sense why, on the story level, why it should be this high. No question.
Yeah. No question at all. I completely agree. I still prefer Vespiq over Victus, but whatever. That's beast.
When you judge it on a story level, though, come on.
Okay. So for number 2, I'm picturing the special that's remaining. What are you picturing to be my number 2?
Okay, what do you think is number 1 then for me?
I think your number 1 is Silver, and I think your number 2 is Chikara.
Okay.
What do you think my number 1 and 2 are?
It's a tough choice. Number 2 is, I feel number 2 is easy to say. Number 1 is hard because it's either this. Number 2 is Torpix.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Number 1 is either Mortax or your new love for Kyrax.
Okay.
I want to say it's Mortax because your love will conquer your stats on power. We'll see. All right, then. Number 2.
3, 2, 1, go. What?
I was right.
Okay, that caught me off guard.
Well, if you remember my specials video, I said how good Chikara was. I said it's my best.
I know you said how good Chikara was, but I thought Chikara would be number 2, as Silver has more nostalgia to you.
No, in my review on the specials, or in our collaboration with the specials, I said it's even better than Silver.
I don't remember that. Oh yeah, because I wasn't. Oh yeah, okay.
We're there.
I honestly don't remember that. I'm sorry about that. But
no. So you obviously know what number 1 is. So I have theories on what number 1 is, either Mortax or Cameron. I want to say it's Mortax for nostalgia, and I don't want it to be Kyrax because that will be like it's just newbies came up and I like it more now. We'll see.
Okay. Even though I have a good guess why is Silver your number 2?
I told you why. Story Chikara outbeats him in my personal opinion. You can't deny it.
Yeah, I can't deny that at all. Torpix. Okay, I think we know the elephant in the room for why it's number 2.
Get your bias for snakes, Adam.
No, because it won Battle of the Beast.
Oh, that's it.
Was the OG winner, Battle of the Beast. What's on the list? You got a question from Dominic.
Customs. When I get the chance, if I do get the chance, I will let you know when I get the chance.
Okay. Well, as I said, winner of the Battle of the Beast original series, and a very rightful one as well, considering its job in Seraph is to be the guardian of the Eternal Flame, which is brilliant. And design, awesome, not the best, but definitely one of my favorites. Bit biased for snakes there. Also, one of the best acid spraying abilities with it coming straight out of his mouth, unlike a Crestor with the spikes or Falcor with his tongue. This one's more accurate, I would say.
Yeah.
No, Falcor's with the fangs, Lustor's with the tongue. This one's more accurate, as I said. Plus, I think it shown to be a rather intelligent beast. I can't remember if it was actually killed but brought back to life in this book, or it played dead. I can't remember which one it did, but either way, it did brilliant. And okay, flat out love for snakes. I need to be honest there. I do love its design and everything else about it. There's no reason why I should not have it in the top 5, at least. But yeah,
So
there's
that-
Torvix at number 2.
So Silver, obviously no surprise, Silver will be this high. Silver is obviously my second best book of all time. I just love it. It's fun. It gives me a fear that I wanted. I wanted to see one of Tom's allies turn, and he would have to face it. And out of the 4 people, you have to choose either Eleanor or Silver. Because Storm, what can you really do with Storm, really?
You get
Centaur?
score. With Storm being the beast, you get score, and no one likes score.
No, yeah, unless it's Chiron, but that's another thing all general. But yeah, so what we have is Malinville finds something interesting for a change of his beast making. He decides to, even though he's weak, he uses what magic he has to give Silver this food. It lures him into it. He eats it and starts to become more rabid and dangerous. And he starts to turn on our heroes, and he has all their knowledge. Ellen doesn't want to kill him. He has a connection to him. Tom's got to come to her senses, and I believe Eleanor does the killing shot on him, and that reverts him back. Thank you.
I read
but the guy who does these beast battles, you forget. But yes, overall, I feel like it's a great emotional story. The weight, the impact, the feels, you can understand why it will be this high, because it's one of our fan theories come to life. We finally get our first ally turned evil, and it was a good choice to pick Silver out of that. Shame we don't see much anymore. Thank you.
Yeah, we don't see much of Storm either, but we saw a glimpse of him in series 26, wasn't it?
Yeah. After series 13, they vanished at the face of the earth.
Yeah, they disappeared. We haven't seen them since.
Well, Storm's come back in a few specials and stuff, but I will say one other topic real quick before I carry on is that I've noticed, you probably already noticed this, but in the old generation of Beast Quest, the B has one line at the top up there at the tilt. And when you see these new books, they have a different look there with the T there. B has now got 2 little spikes sticking out. I know, that was interesting to notice.
Okay.
But yeah, okay. I mean, do you prefer the more crazed art style, or do you prefer the more civil, calm, reserved art style?
I prefer the older art style, as this is the one I've been collecting. I've been trying to collect most of the books for anyway.
Well, I saw on it when I like the new generation, I see is best for the new covers, and the old generation up to series 13 anyway. Makes sense?
Yeah, I agree. Apart from all the series 10 and most half of series 9, I got the old covers for all the original generation. And Spyros, except that one as well.
I started to go downhill when I got to Alec. That's when I got the cover issue. And now we're finally on number 1. So obviously, no surprise what my number is. I'll just reveal it anyway. Jakara. And I'm guessing it's either Kyrax or Mortax. I want to be Mortax. Go.
How convenient is it that our number 1s here were the number 1s in the specials ranking as well?
How it works out, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry, Carl. Was Kyrax going to be your number 1 at any points, or was he never on your list?
Kyrax was never going to even be on the honorable mentions.
Why? You said you started to like him now.
I didn't like him when we did the specials ranking, and just to have my opinion drastically changed due to one sentence said about how strong he is, that's not going to change my opinion very quickly.
The thing is, though,
I'd rather give number 1 to a beast which I've liked from day one.
The thing is, though, when we've discussed these on our specials, what more is there to say?
For you, I would say Jakara kind of feels like a perfect Shadow Victory win because it's beaten Jakara but losing someone in the process. Oh, I guess that's the best way I can say it.
Yeah, she's putting off for 60 years to protect. She's willing to sacrifice and give herself to prevent others from being harmed. It was like, and the fact that Tom had to free her in that way, it was all building up for a great story. I felt was like anything beyond I'd ever seen in Beast Quest. They focus on this one-off character who into this. Probably, I want to say, sorry, Tom, a better Master of the Beast than you is probably the case.
You know what? I'm gonna agree with you there, but not completely, as I don't have my opinion on which one I see is better. But
because Jakara may have more experience.
Kara, I see as one that will sacrifice her life to save the kingdom. Tom, I can picture doing that as well, but I see Kara doing it better, though, if that makes sense.
Kara doesn't make the same mistakes as Tom, like when he let Malvel loose on 10. And there's other times where Tom's made some blunders as well. Yeah, right. Overall, though, I think Jakara is just a great book. Tempted by this inner darkness, she's got to fight it throughout. Working with this tribe, with this evil spirit, trying to fight Jara, the evil spirit. Is it Jara?
I thought it was Jalka.
Okay, it's Jalka then. And then, of course, I think didn't she? I feel like now I forgot how it was being. Either Tom killed her. Yeah, I remember now. Tom took her armor off, and then he struck her. And then he felt bad. Then he did the right thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a pretty sad death, but it's just so impactful. Oh, yeah. So Chikara, my number one, no surprise. The Ghost Warrior will always be my greatest book of Beast Quest, and you can easily see why it would be number one on this idea.
Yeah. And I think it's very obvious why Mortax is my number one. For me, it is a dream come true for an amazing beast. Design, intimidating, references Dark Lord for Lucas, even though this one came out before Dark Lord, I believe. So technically inspiration then.
I may want to talk to you about something about Dark when I get after this review. We'll get to that.
Okay, but the design is absolutely terrifying, impressive as well. Plus the little exposure of the heart, his weakness there. The abilities. I think the obvious one is the scythe. I did a very. I would say this is kind of feeding my own ego here. Feeding, just like I think I did a good ending swipe for Mortax versus Scalamanx, where Mortax like you'll reap what you sow. Just slices off his head. I liked that. I honestly did like that end to that fight. Mortax, as we know, is in round 3 of Battle of the Beasts. Has an interesting opponent as well. An alright opponent. I can't remember what the opponent is actually, but I know he has a good opponent. Not the worst battle of that round 3, but it's still a good one going to be. Obviously, I think we need to point out the elephant in the room here. Part 2 of this series is called Battle of the Beasts. I think that was
irony.
I feel like it was destiny for that to happen. That's why I love it. And also the entirety of that part was Tom versus everyone. Alina, Petra, Mortax, Furno, Sepron, Arcta, Tagus, Nanook, Epos, Storm, and Silver.
That's the point. That's the point where you would shit your pants.
Yeah, all in one arena, and it was Tom versus all of them.
Spyros, where art thou?
Yeah. The Avantian beasts have beaten each other with Furno and Epos going down at the same time because everyone knows they're the best 2 out of all of them, even us. So, Petra just stood from the sidelines, just watched the whole thing, so she wasn't even fighting. Alina, I don't know how she was defeated, but she was taken down by Tom. Storm and Silver just wouldn't stop fighting each other, which is what you would expect from animal companions, liking but disliking each other at the same time. And Mortax had the most gruesome death of any beast I've ever read.
Ripped the heart out.
The heart was pulled out. Yep. Tom literally managed to get Mortax knocked over, jumped on his chest, and with both hands pulled the heart out of him. and that reminds me of the 1990 version of It, where the main losers of the Losers Club just pulled out Pennywise's heart and hold it up into the sky like they just won the battle, which they did. But it was brilliantly well put together, and I'm looking forward for the battle Mortax is going to have in round 3, because I think Mortax is going to have a very fun fight there. And then we have a future battle.
Not as if he makes it that far.
100% one of my favorite beasts, easily.
As you go. And I could see Mortax. Mortax is even worthy of a tattoo, I would say. That's how good he looks.
Yeah. Not that I'll get one.
Yeah, you're serious. Maybe I take that back. Maybe you walk.
I won't. I probably won't.
Hey, you've got a bike, so it will match. But yeah, overall, the ranking is honorable mentions. Vespiq for me, Raksha, Ferric. Then, of course, the 20 are Wardock, Malix, Kyrax, Ferno, Epos, Greshkor, Exarchon, Sultra, Mortax, Koba, Tecton, Doomskull, Electro, Fluger, Morax, Crocol, Tremor, Invictus, Silver, and Jakara. None of the, I mean, you can see all of those are good choices for the 20 on a story level, can't you?
Yeah, I would say they're all great choices.
I mean, you had no questions about any of them at all.
Pardon?
You didn't have any like really that moments at all.
I didn't really disagree, because when I saw your reveals and see what beasts were revealed, I was like, yeah, I can see why their story was good. The one I was probably the most questionable about was probably Tremor, but that's because I don't remember much from Tremor.
You forgot what series it was in?
I know what series he was in, but to me, he doesn't really stand out as much, because
that was the series where the book where the truth was revealed.
But bear in mind, for series 5, it had a Mixus being my favorite, Calder and Rock being my least favorite.
I don't mind Calder. Really
Calder being my least favorite. Rock just being great in Battle of the Beast. Hawkeye and Crab doing brilliant for what they do. Hawkeye standing out the most for me, along with Mixus, which is ironic because she can camouflage. And Tremor is just there for me. But yeah, as Lucas done his one, here's a recap of my rankings. Honorable mentions: we got Coron, we got Noctilla, and we got Grashkor here. Number 20, we had Stritor. Number 19, we had Sultra. Number 18, we had Nasefa. Number 17, Silver. Number 16, Ferno. Number 15, Epos. Number 14 is Balisk. Number 13 is Amixus. Number 12, Malix. Number 11, Falcor. Number 10, Zircon. Number 9, Vespiq. Need to adjust that part before it falls over. Number 8, Petarix. Number 7, Crestor. Number 6, Raksha. Number 5, Crocol. Number 4, Koba. Number 3, Carnivora. Number 2, Torpix. There we go. And number 1, of course, Mortax. God, that's a mouthful.
I could see a lot of good chunk of those beasts being on there. Some are questionable than others, but I really agree majority.
What would you say was the most questionable?
Oh, something that was. What was your 20th spot?
Stritor.
Okay, I don't question that. 19.
The one that I would say was the most questionable on the list for me was probably Nasefa.
That might be one of them, but it's still the final beast, so give it that.
Yeah, I'll give it that.
Yeah, overall, this has been a good ranking. It's been lasting for nearly 2 hours. We had no issues at all. Why is it that whenever we do
I didn't realize till just now that I believe we had a call on Messenger or Facebook before we started the stream, and I believe we're still going because I'm still in that call. It's been going on for 2 hours now.
Okay, so I need to start talking about other things when I end this, so that's weird. Yeah. But okay, why is it that whenever we do a Beast Quest collaboration, there's no issue with the stream?
We had an issue with the specials ranking.
Oh, it was temporary. The point is, though, whenever we try to do something else, it will never work.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think Beast Quest is just really well liked by StreamYard, apparently.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Overall, guys, this has been me and Adam Ferns. This video will be uploaded on both this channel, Adam's channel, and the archive channel. Because I know Adam's. Could you also do the archive channel, please? Please. Thank you.
Yeah. Please.
Thank you so much. I hope you have a great day on May the 4th. May the Force be with you, of course. And I will see you guys probably later from me and on my channel for more customs. And as for Adam's channel,
I won't be doing any more videos for today because I do have some stuff I need to get done, especially lines for episode 4 of the Link series. So that'll be something I need to do.
I'm sure you like those lines.
I haven't read them.
Wow, that's a shame, isn't it? Well, all right then, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. From me and Adam.
Peace.